Okay, and as the music begins to fade out, I welcome you all to the Geek Battle show here on the Improv Xstreamed YouTube channel, as well as the Geek Battle YouTube channel. Head over to youtube.com/@Geek Battle and smash that subscribe button. It is Friday night, it is time to get freaky, it is time to get geeky. So there's going to be a bunch of stuff we're going to check in on and discuss on today's show, and we're also going to play some fun-filled, geek-filled games to decide who is our Geek of the Week. So, on the show tonight, we have a bumper lineup, including... Tim, say hello to the people and give us a random geek trivia fact.
Hello to the people. And I don't know, did I talk about trench run disease in a previous...
Not that I recall.
No.
Geek Battle? I know Disney bought Star Wars, and Star Wars once had, before Disney bought it, a very rich written library of lore that occurred after the Battle, and the Battle of Endor. And one of the things that was written was this X-Wing series, which is a series of books that documents like the activities of Rogue Squadron, or the remnants of Rogue Squadron, or like the original squadron that blew up the first Death Star, and it kind of trails and tracks their exploits. But one thing that they had in their lore in the books was something called trench run disease, and that is that Imperials loved to build super weapons with a trench in them, and usually that was where the most sensitive spot was you just blow up that spot and the whole thing blows up. So that's a really cool little bit of like inside joke that the Imperials had. Like every time they build a super weapon, there's got to be a trench that a starfighter can fly through it and tickle with a proton torpedo, and then it blows up.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I remember, I think in one of the Family Guy Star Wars recreations that they had the fact, like, why are we building this one weakness again, sort of thing. Okay, Gerald, say hello to the people and give us a random geek trivia fact.
Hello, everybody. My random geek fact is sort of interesting. I stumbled across this. Did you know that there is a tie to or relationship between Jack Black and the successful return of Apollo 13 to the Earth?
What?
So, yes. It turns out his mother, by the name of Judith Love Cohen, was a aerospace engineer for NASA at the time of the Apollo 13 program. And specifically, she worked on the abort guidance system, which ultimately is what helped save the Apollo 13 mission. In addition to that, he gave birth to him around the same time that it happened. And there was a quote, and I can't find the quote now, but basically she said, "Hey, I figured it out. I've solved the issue. And by the way, the baby's a boy and he's fine."
Wow, so that's insane. That is definitely worth a bonus trivia point. Now, jumping in the room at that moment, Nick, say hello to the people.
Hello to the people.
Nick, do you have a random geek trivia fact for us?
Yes, I do. At the end of Back to the Future Part 1, the mall is called the Lone Pines Mall, whereas at the beginning it was the Twin Pines Mall, because the DeLorean crashes into one of the pines.
Yes, yes, worth a point. There you go, Nick. Nelson, say hello to the people and give us a random geek trivia fact if you have one.
Hello, my name's Nelson Morgan, and I will tell you this, that my folks were known forever as Mr. and Mrs. Nelson, and they'd say, "No, that's our son, we're the Morgans." So that kept in peace. But I'm just to kind of tell you, the best way to keep things tied up is by being naughty.
Okay, good. Amazing stuff there. Capelthave, say hello to the people.
Hail from the land of leopards, elephants, and crocodiles. It's me, Capital Dave. And I just have to work on what Tim said about every Star Wars weapon have a weakness. So it's basically the engineer's like, I've designed my masterpiece. It is the most deadliest weapon you can think of. Now, for my design signatures, I will make a portal where everyone can fire. Sir, you don't have to do that. No, it's my design signature. Every great engineer has one. And he just put it on everything. Anyways, my geek fact is not that. My geek fact is actually this guy. So, you guys have been talking about Doctor Who a lot, so I came up with the Doctor Who fact because this is a ripoff of Doctor Who in Ben 10. Meet Professor Paradox. He's a human, not an alien. He doesn't have a TARDIS, but he has a unique way of time traveling. Instead of having a time machine, he has a map in his head, basically viewing time as a dimension more than something wibbly-wobbly, something like that in Doctor Who. So basically he knows all the shortcuts, so he can time travel, because basically he knows the way. So that was a very different take on time traveling, which I really appreciate. So do check out this guy, especially the episode
So
that he
I actually have a Doctor Who question for the panel.
Yes,
Not
go
so
for it.
much for David. Is technically Rufus from Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure a Time Lord?
No,
Just show up with a phone, dude.
just no. Just absolutely no. Right.
We did
I said
talk
for the
about a
panel.
potential crossover last
Yeah, they should do a crossover, but it does not
That
cross
would
over.
be awesome.
Just no. Hang on, let's get the light back. No, Nick, no. Right. Okay, that would be a no. Now then, guys, so we're going to have some fun and games this week, and because we are going to decide who is this week's Geek of the Week. So we're going
We all look going to be Nelson, so why try?
Well, here's the thing. We're going to start with a quick fire round. And what we're going to do is we're going to have our patented Geek Battle. So we're going to have two of our performers, and they are going to be assigned a random movie, TV show, comic, or whatever. And they will have 30 seconds to say why it is better than the one that their opponent has. They will have to defend it. And whoever we deem does the best will be the winner and get a point. And whoever doesn't, we will tar and feather and throw naked into the streets. So let's see who we're going to start off with. Okay, we're going to have...
I never agreed to that, for the record.
This is the way it goes. Right, we're going to start with you, Nick, in fact. We're going to have Nick, and we are going to have Tim. Nick and Tim. Let's bring... Whoops, daisy. Let's get my random generator here, and we will get some... We're going to start off with movies. You guys are going to have a couple of random movies, and you're going to have to defend why it's better. So, Nick, you're going to be defending why X-Men The Last Stand. So, Nick, you will be defending X-Men The Last Stand. And Tim, you will be defending Prometheus. So, X-Men The Last Stand versus Prometheus. So, audience, as always... when it comes to this, it's not about which movie you prefer, it's about who can provide the better argument, whether they have seen the movie or not. So, Nick, you're going to start things off. Why is X-Men The Last Stand better than Prometheus? Take it away.
So, X-Men The Last Stand has Wolverine, and that's automatically better than anything that can be said about any of the Aliens movies. Also, X-Men The Last Stand has Patrick Stewart, who's a delight and national treasure for you Londoners. He should be the Prime Minister, not whoever.
Oh,
And
that is
also
time.
Magneto.
That is time, Nick. That is time. So, Tim, you'll have 30 seconds to defend. Why is Prometheus a better movie than X-Men The Last Stand? Take it away.
I think Prometheus is a better movie because you have Idris Elba using a accordion to seduce Charlize Theron, one who's a captain and the other who's a CEO of a giant mega multi-million dollar corporation. And it does lack Patrick Stewart and Hugh Jackman, but there are other good actors like Danny McBride. There's also the engineers, and there's also an alien thing that's there too that's also providing lots of scaredy moments for people like me. I think that element's pretty nice because X-Men 3 felt
And
a
that is
little-
time. That is time. So we have heard the arguments from both Nick and Tim. The question is, amongst ourselves, who do we think came up with the best argument? Not which movie you prefer. So was it Nick defending X-Men The Last Stand or Tim defending Prometheus? Capelthave, who do you think did better?
See, I would have given it to Nick because I love that film. And all he had to say, Kelsey Grammer as Beast, okay? That was awesome, okay? All he had to say was that.
Trifecta.
Oh, he did it. So I'm gonna give
I
it
forgot about that,
Idris
Captain.
Elba with an accordion.
Two good ones.
Okay, Tim, you get the first point there. Idris Elba with an accordion. Nelson, who do you think made the better argument?
You know, since I am a movie expert, X meaning hasn't been, I will give that to Tim.
Okay, so well, that pretty much seals it. Gerald, out of interest, who would have you given it to?
So, Nick started off very strong with talking about Wolverine because that is a fairly true fact. However, I've not seen both of these films in a very long time, and Tim just purely bringing up the name Charlize Theron, I have to give it to Tim.
Oh, really? I can't think of a single film I like her in. So, there we go. Now, like, what was that, Cap?
Hancock?
Hancock? Oh, no, that film sucks. Sucks.
Mad Max.
That sucks. Oh, is she in the Mad Max one? That might be alright. I think they're making a sequel to that, in fact. Okay, but either way,
Yeah, they are.
Tim, you get the point. Let's see.
I would say if Hancock came out now, it would be equal to The Boys. It was kind of was when you think about it.
It would be probably.
I thought it was alright.
You know, now.
I thought it was alright.
Okay, so next up, we're going to have Gerald and Nelson. You are going to be defending a character. Why is one character better than the other? You can use any criteria you want. Okay, so let's bring up a couple of characters here. So, first of all, Gerald, the character you will be defending, is going to be Chewbacca from Star Wars. Chewbacca from Star Wars. And Nelson, the character you will be defending, is Scrappy-Doo from Scooby-Doo. Scrappy-Doo from Scooby-Doo. So this is Chewbacca versus Scrappy-Doo. Nelson, you will go first. Give us in 30 seconds, why is Scrappy-Doo better than Chewbacca?
There's nobody else in the whole human race with his kind of style and his kind of grace. There's nobody else but him. So how could you talk about anybody else? He's the greatest that is, was, and ever will be. So I'm just going to tell you right now that anybody else that would think anything different than what I'm telling you, you guys are done. D-O-N.
And that is time. That is time. Okay.
I love the fact that he forgot the character completely.
It's about who comes up with the best argument. Now, Gerald, why is Chewbacca better than Scrappy-Doo? Take it away.
So Nelson was very intense, and that was difficult, but I've got Chewbacca, which is simply one of the greatest Star Wars characters, as well as sci-fi characters ever. What can be better than a giant monkey teddy bear that shoots a crossbow blaster? I mean, really. And he doesn't have any dialogue. He just goes, "Grrr," and stuff like that. I mean, he's taking care of business. You know, he rips. No, he doesn't rip. And he's pretty smart too. He put CP3.
And that is time. That is
together as well.
time. That is time. So now, amongst ourselves, we will once again work out who we think is on the money here. So, starting off, Capelthave, who do you think had the better argument?
It was a very tough choice for me because, again, I love Scooby-Doo. I love Star Wars, but Chewbacca not so much. So I would have given it to Scrappy if Nelson had said Scrappy-Doo one time in that argument. So I'm going to have to give it to Gerald.
Okay. Tim, who would you give it to?
Other side of the
So I really like Nelson's height. It makes me think Nelson probably worked in professional wrestling at one point. Was just able to like promo, and I love that part. However, the Gerald's argument about a furry person, a furry animal with a crossbow that really knocks stormtroopers on their ass resonated within my heart, so I
Okay, fair enough. Out of interest, Nick, who would have you given it to?
I would give it to Nelson simply because of this. It's C3PO, not COP3 or whatever you said, and it's called the Bowcaster.
Oh,
Like a weapon, it's called the Bowcaster. You should know this. You are on a geek podcast.
Nick, whilst I would take your point, you also wanted Rufus to be a Time Lord, so for that, I cannot go along with this. So, that means, Gerald, you score the point. That brings it down to Capelthave and myself. Cap, I'll let you choose. What category would you like us to battle within?
We did cartoon shows.
Oh, for God's sake. Okay, guys, so cartoon shows has been selected. I will let. Can someone give a cartoon show for Capelthave to defend,
Pinky
please?
and the Brain.
Pinky and the Brain? Okay, so Cap, you're going to defend Pinky and the Brain. Can someone give one for me?
Danger Mouse.
Yes! Okay, so Pinky and the Brain versus Danger Mouse. Cap, you can go first. Take it away.
Okay, Pinky and the Brain is probably Steven Spielberg's greatest creation ever. Okay? It is so good, instead of just being a segment on Animaniacs, it became its own show, okay? And it's really clever. I mean, think about it. 2 lab rats in an elaborate scheme to take over the world, and the commentary that they do on the show is just amazing. I love that 2 dynamic between Pinky and the Brain. And you have to say it 3 times. The brain.
Okay, that is time. That is time. So, it will now be my argument, and here I go. So first of all, I just want to say how disgusted I am by Cap's argument, saying that it's genius to have 2 lab mice. They're like, mice are people too. Like, Danger Mouse, he takes on the world and, like, saves it. You don't, I don't believe in all this laboratory testing, Cap. That's just disgusting. You should be, look, mice deserve equal rights as much as anyone. Like, Danger Mouse was voiced by the guy that does I can't remember by David Jason. That's time. Okay, right. So, Nelson, who do you think had the better argument?
Well, of course, I think you had the best argument.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Nelson. What would you say, Tim?
I liked. I'd say you did.
Yes. Okay, I don't think we need to go further. Okay, Nick, what would you say?
I've never seen Danger Mouse.
Me neither.
Taking that into consideration, I will give it to Pinky and the Brain, one of my all-time favorites.
It's not about which show you like, it's about who gives the better argument.
Too late, Logan, too late. You have to vote. You can't change his mind.
Alright, so Cap made me laugh. You did not.
Ouch, that is a sick burn. Okay, deep burn. So it comes down to Gerald. What will you say?
Now let me understand this. Did you say, David, you have never seen Danger Mouse?
Of course I've seen Danger Mouse. I just said that for comic effect.
Okay. Nick, you need to check out Danger Mouse. That's all I need to say.
Yeah.
And then Cap. So it probably is. So I wanted to give it to David so bad because Cap made a major faux pas at the beginning, and I can't even remember what it was, but it was appalling to me. Say what? No, just prior to that. I wouldn't say it was the greatest Spielberg thing ever either, but there was some comment you said before that. So
also, I call bullshit on that. There is no way Steven Spielberg sat there and was like 2 lab mice. No way was this him.
You produced it.
We're gonna fact check this.
So even though I really wanted to give it to David, I have to give it to Cap.
Okay, so Cap, we are tied. So hang on. So we're gonna have to rock paper scissors to decide it. So make sure it's visible at the end. So rock paper scissors shoot. Ready and rock paper scissors shoot. Yes. Yes.
I already shot.
No. Okay, I take the point. Okay, so with this, we're going to come on to our next...
Hey, David, why don't you give them both a point? You have a point and Cap gets a point.
What? Look, no. Now, anyway, we're going to... Yeah, exactly. Look, you can't just give out points willy-nilly. Now, we're going to... guys, We're going to get onto our next quickfire game shortly, but I just wanted to check in. Is there anything... God, I'm dying today, guys. Is there anything you guys have seen that you want to react to? There's, I'm sure there's been a lot of stuff, but if there's any like movie trailers or stuff you want to give a quick reaction to, what's your hot take, Tim?
So I've been watching New Girl with my partner pretty frequently, and also this show called Happy Endings, and both of
I
them
don't think you
star
talked about
in
the
a
shows on this, Tim.
Hmm?
Those are far too adult-oriented shows. Happy endings, right?
No. True. It's a sitcom where it's like, oh, I'm breaking up and we're moving on in our 30s. But I was just wondering, like, the similarities of both are really fascinating as watching them and seeing how different studios try and create the same products, like Babylon 5 and Deep Space Nine, or Star Wars and Battlestar Galactica, and like all these others. Very interesting stuff to sort of see how different studios try and create the same product, and how, like, when there's a Wayans in the pilot for New Girl, then he disappears for 3 years, 3 seasons, and comes back. But he was actually in a different sitcom called Happy Endings, and I guess that got canceled after. Oh, did I miss out on something?
No.
Close.
Yeah, but we can still hear you.
Cool. Well, anyways, it's really cool to see those sorts of things, and I would definitely do a search for retrospective on Battlestar Galactica, because in the first the first iteration of it in 1979, you'll see how executives made such change and destroyed its potential because they wanted to make it marketable to a crowd that it wasn't meant to be.
Okay. Anyone else seen stuff they want to react to? Nick?
I started watching the new Scott Pilgrim on Netflix. It's really cool.
Scott Pilgrim.
I'll have to check it out.
Like, animated series. It's the same story as the movie, just expanded and more detailed. It reminds me kind of the Scott Pilgrim comics, the style of the animation. I have them somewhere. But like the animation reminds me of the style of the comics. And they have the original voice actors reprising the roles as all the characters, which is awesome.
Okay. Coolness. Anyone?
I also heard stuff that, like, they did a bait and switch or anything like that. I have no idea anything about it. I haven't even seen the movie or anything about it, but, like, I've heard, like, a lot of people like obviously did a bait and switch or something like that.
I haven't noticed anything like that. I also don't really follow that much, like, Twitter and stuff, unfortunately, or X. The only X I follow is the Xstreamed Improv Geek Battle.
Amazing.
When I'm here most Thursdays.
Or today, which is a Friday. Okay, Gerald.
So I don't recommend watching the whole movie. I only watched about 5 minutes because it's just something, a sight to behold. But there is a movie called Cocaine Shark, which obviously is trying to get off on the hype of Cocaine Bear. And it is the hands down the worst acted movie I've ever seen in my life.
Wow.
And you just watch the first no more than 5 minutes, because I don't think your brain or anything can take it, and just see how bad it is. And I'm sure you can pull up just that part online.
Okay, what's it called? Cocaine Shark?
Tubi, Cocaine Shark, and it was on Tubi in the United States, which is one of the, like, free things that you have to watch ads on. But yeah, I thought, okay, Cocaine Bear was pretty bad. This is 100 times worse, and it's just painful.
I mean, what can you do? The shot was a high. What you can do? You can't act that well after it's been high.
Well, I didn't even see the shark.
Wait,
That's
is
how
this
bad
it?
Was. Yes. Well, I'm assuming so. I never got to the part with the shark. It was the first.
It got mutated into a lobster.
Wow.
Yeah. It's
Okay, I'm going to bring up the trailer. We're going to see what this says.
It's like,
Shark
yeah, like
lobster.
Deep Blue Sea. Yeah, Deep Blue Sea, except they're like, there's some crazy scientist that's splicing stuff together. And somehow it's
We got cocaine and sharks under the sea.
Okay, we'll take a quick look. We're gonna have to bring up the old force field so that YouTube don't cause an issue. But we'll take a quick look. So this is Cocaine Shark. Wait, what was that?
You stepped in and lightning came out of his shoe.
What? Why are there like old 1960s Batman transit? Oh my god! Is that stop motion animation?
That's a cheap lens flare.
Yes, it is.
It's stop motion.
Look at that. Oh, the green screen's beautiful.
Oh my god, that is so awful. It's amazing.
And mind you, I didn't even get to see it on CGI because it was too bad to even deal with to get
I
to
don't know
it.
what this movie does to make
This
fun
is,
of
this,
it.
is, this is like South Park level animation.
Yeah. It's stop motion. It's
Wow.
basically like they edited, what...
Is it American?
Yeah, I think I'm almost certain it's American. Yeah.
Wow, that was
It's
epic.
hilarious. It's hilarious because I don't know if you guys ever heard that baby whale meme. Oh my god, it's a fucking baby wheel!
No, that one passed me by.
It turns out it's a boat out off the coast of Boston, like right around where I'm from, and it's a guy who's like, he thinks it's like a baby whale, and it turns out it's a sunfish, which is an endangered species. But this guy's like goes from being like true red-blooded, like dynamite fishing American to like the other kind of American that's like, oh my god, I love animals and I care for them. Like, oh my god, we gotta save this baby wheel. Where are its parents? So when I saw that trailer, I thought that they hired the guy, the baby wheel guy, because he had like that patty hat on. Like, dude, he has to have a Boston accent.
Oh my god!
Okay, so guys, this feels like a good jumping off point.
Cocaine shot!
What, in your opinion,
Oh, Billy, we gotta get him over here.
in your opinion, any of you or all of you, what is the very worst movie ever made? The very worst movie ever made.
So, I
Looper.
got one.
Cap, what did you say?
Food fight.
Food Fight.
Yeah, it's the most terrible animated movie ever made. If you watch it, you'll get sick, and I got sick.
Wow. What, is it like a mind bender when you do like motion sickness?
Yeah, motion sickness. I mean, I technically got the flu, but it's the worst
You're blaming a
ever.
movie for giving you the flu.
Yeah, I believe that movie for giving me that flu. It's like murder to your original brain. It's that bad.
Okay, well, okay, so we can answer this, because if these are just going to be like Cocaine Shark level, then that's one thing. But we should also just address what is like the worst movie that people expect might also be good. Who else has got one? The worst movie you've ever seen. Nick.
So bad.
So, I gotta set the stage for this scene. It was like 2 in the morning, after a night of heavy drinking with my best friends in Florida, and we decided to go to the Dollar Theater at 2 in the morning, like you do. And we walked in to see, we literally said, what is the next movie that's starting? And the guy was like, we have this movie called Out Cold that's starting. So we're like, great, let's get 6 tickets to go watch Out Cold. We get there, the theater was completely empty, like you would expect, at 2 a.m. We ended up sitting in the back row and just MST3K the movie the whole time because it was that bad.
And what's it called?
Out Cold.
Out Cold movie. Let's bring it up. Cap, I'll look up yours as well. Out Cold. Cap, what was your one?
It's about some snowboarders.
Food Fight. Okay, so I found what I believe is Out Cold movie. Let's just make sure. Is that it?
That's it, right there.
Hilarious roller coaster laugh fest. Animal House on Ice.
Not even a little bit.
Wow. And Cap, what was it? Food Fight, and it's animated.
Yeah. If you look up the sequence where the storekeeper being inspected, oh my god, that's...
Oh wait, I think you've spoken to us about this before. It seems familiar.
Yep.
Ew, those graphics are terrible.
Why do we have
It
dogs?
cost
here?
$84 million.
It cost what?
$84 million.
No way.
Why do we have
Yeah.
dog Indiana Jones?
No way. I need to fact check this.
Canadian
I think
American
Charlie
Australian.
Sheen was also starring in it.
Okay, let's find out about the worst film. Budget. Hang on, Cap. Look, you overshot the thing here. It says budget $45 to $65 million. None of this 84. This only cost $65 million.
You know what I do with
But-
$65 million?
But its box office was $73,000. That has to be a record.
He's
Also,
having
it
pirate
came out-
movies too.
It came out in the 2000, but the production started in the 90s or something like that. So again, for today's money, it'll be a lot.
It looks so bad, and look, when you the cast of it, it says Charlie Sheen, Wayne Brady, Whose Lines It Anyway performer, Wayne Brady is in it, Hilary Duff, Eva Longoria, Christopher Lloyd is in it. Like, if they redid the animation, does it have potential to be a better film?
Absolutely.
Jerry Stiller,
Who?
Ben Stiller's dad.
3 years.
Oh,
Oh,
I heard
He just
Jerry.
gave an executive an idea. It's gonna happen in 3 years.
sadly, I agree with you.
Okay, Nelson.
Hey, I have one, and it's probably going to outdate everybody in this room but me. And it was made in 1969. Arnold Schwarzenegger in Hercules.
Oh yes, let's bring this up.
That is-
Yeah, it's pretty
that
bad.
is- I have actually seen that movie.
I have too. At least parts of it.
You didn't, but none of you saw it when it came out.
Oh, no.
None of us was alive when they came out.
I was.
Okay, let's bring up the trailer for this.
Oh, I was 14 years old. I was a teenager.
How old are you?
Yeah, people's your age right now.
Okay, this is the trailer for Arnold Schwarzenegger in Hercules, The Terminator, Conan, Hercules. Wow.
Is this the one where he dubbed his voice?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I think this might be from the re-release where they allow his original voice in it.
I am the son of Zeus. Get in the chopper now.
Oh my god, look at that. It is literally, there's a monster on the side of the bus, or on the side of the plane.
Wow. He must have been like 25
Well,
or so.
someone actually pushed Hercules around.
I don't. How old do you think he was?
I'd say like 25.
Mid-20s.
I think he was older. Like he might like. What year was this? It says 1970, right? Oh yeah, so he might have been. He might have been. Wow. So hang on. When was his next movie? Because if this was 1970, like Terminator wasn't until like 82, I think, or 83. So what did Arnold Schwarzenegger do for 13 years?
Pump iron, just pump iron and get stronger.
Jesus. Right. What a thing. That is up there. That is possibly the worst film of his career, certainly.
What is the worst movie you've ever seen, David?
I've got 2 nominations for it. Well, 3 actually. One is Into the Woods with James Corden.
I like it.
That was absolutely horrific. Like, what's
I
the...
like it, but then I'm also
I
a
would
big
think
musical
it's
fan.
better.
Yeah, like, okay, so if you go to see a musical, first of all, you expect the lyrics to rhyme. It's like one of the defining characteristics of a song. Alright, and the lyrics
That's what's
never
wrong.
rhyme in that shit. Right? And the other thing... Right, they put like Johnny Depp on the poster, and I was like, yes, Sweeney Todd, that one was alright. So let's see what Johnny Depp did next. He's in one scene, and I had to watch the chubby guy from Gavin and Stacey for 2 hours. Right, it's just like, what's going on? No, I hated it. I've told this story many times. Literally in the cinema, I sat there and watched Tom and Jerry cartoons on my phone to help the time pass. But other than that, my 2... Go on, Kat.
Although I would say, like, so influenced the movie. I liked it so much, I checked out the musical. The original musical is available on YouTube, by the way. If it's not in your country, change it to VPN and you can see it. So it's way better. Again, the musical's like far that way better than the movie. But that's why I have soft spot for it, because if I hadn't seen the movie, I wouldn't have checked out the original musical. So I have to give credit to that.
Okay, so I've got a couple of nominees, but there is also one which I'm going to talk about, which I have never seen, but it's going to be worth talking about at some point. And I'll share because you won't be able to hear it. If this is the same trailer for when I bring it up, or is it going to bring up an advert?
Yes.
Oh, hang on. Look, don't play something that I'm not authorised to play. So the other two nominations I'll give is Not Another Teen Movie, because it's terrible.
That movie sucks. I've seen it.
Yeah, I saw it at the cinema. It was awful. And then another one is called Things Change, and it had like Donamici or whatever it was in it, right? And I've definitely said this on the show before, but he plays two characters in it. One of them is like a mafia boss, and the idea is they get some mafia guy to find a lookalike who looks just like the mafia boss, because he's going to go to prison. So it's like, well, you're going to have to go to prison in his place and we'll pay you this money. And he kind of agrees to it, but secretly they're going to kill off the doppelganger, because that way no one will be looking for the actual mafia boss. But along the way, the guy that's tasked with killing him sort of feels so attached to Don Amici. And it's like there's nothing, it's meant to be a comedy, there's nothing funny happens in this entire film. It's just like really drab, and it's like a weird love story. And then the conclusion of it is at the end, rather than kill the guy or send the one he likes to prison, they get another lookalike that doesn't look anything like him. It's a literally different actor. So the whole purpose is they could have just used anyone. They could have used like a broom handle. So it was terrible. But yeah, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was going to say, I just looked it up because I had not seen this. It was written by David Mamet and Shel Silverstein, so you'd think that would be decent.
Ugh.
The other frightening thing is Don Amici won at the Venice Film Festival 2 awards for that movie, and David Mamet nominated, but Don Amici did win 2 Venice Film Festival awards.
Whenever it comes to these awards, I always remember that The English Patient won awards in '97. So, like,
True.
And Pulp Fiction, whatever award it was nominated for.
what are you saying? Pulp
I
Fiction
thought
didn't
Pulp
deserve
Fiction
it?
was good though.
No, Pulp Fiction is excellent. Also, another honorable mention for worst movie I've ever seen. The Machine with Burt Kreischer.
Yeah, I won't bother with that one.
That movie, so it's based on he does a really good bit on his stand-up that it's based off of. The bit is hilarious. I walked into the Machine to go see it. I was the only person in the theater. Also, like, I went on Thursday at 2 in the afternoon because I was off from work, and I usually work in the afternoon. I had nothing else to do. And I'm like, I'm gonna go to a movie. Why not? It was so. The bit is so good, and the movie is so bad.
Wow.
So
And
the
I'm
worst
like,
movie.
and the worst part about it is, Mark Hamill, Luke Skywalker, the voice of the Joker, plays his dad, and I'm like, what the fuck? Did you lose a bet? Did you owe him money? You have a career. Why are you doing these shit movies?
Yeah, Joe.
The worst movie I ever saw was Battlefield Earth. It was so bad that I fell asleep in it, and the bits and pieces that I watched, I couldn't make any sense of it, heads or tails of.
Gerald, go see the review done by Nostalgia Critic, Battlefield Earth. You'll laugh your ass off.
Battlefield Earth.
Is that the
Oh
one?
my god! I thought I didn't have another movie.
I also have to. Okay, this might be a controversial one. Okay, I also think Signs is a pretty bad movie.
Signs?
Awesome, yeah.
Pretty bad.
But it made awesome comedic reviews. Because, again, going back to the Nostalgia Critic, if you go and watch this review, you know the bit where the aliens are trying to get inside the house, but they couldn't because of the doors? So he dubbed the voice through it, and then like, open the door! door! Hold on, we can't open it!
I quite like the movie Signs. I think it's got a weak ending and like the solution to defeating them.
Yep.
It came out in an era where it's like, oh, water can kill aliens, and like in Mars Attacks, it was like an old Lanier's gramophone can kill aliens. It's just like they hadn't got a single good way of defeating anyone, right?
I love the fact that God told Mel Gibson a dream vision of how to beat these aliens is to beat the shit out of them with a baseball bat. Yeah, swing away. It's a big clue.
Well, no, but the thing is, he took it from Die Hard. Shoot the glass. You know, basically, he just had to destroy the glasses of water, and then you see just in a reflection that Joaquin Phoenix like pulverize it. Okay, guys.
Oh my God, Joaquin Phoenix is in that.
Yeah, no, that was like an early.
And he is terrible in it.
That was like an early kind of lead role for Joaquin Phoenix. Right, okay, so guys, there is a movie called Eve of Destruction. Have anyone ever seen this? It's from 1991. I'll tell you what it says it's about. Eve of Destruction is a 1991 American science fiction action thriller film. The film is about a nuclear-armed prototype android named Eve who has gone amok while being tested by the military in a big city. And basically, it's a woman that looks exactly like a woman. I'm going to bring up the trailer here. I need to work out so that, because like other people show stuff on their channel and then they discuss it, and then I'll figure out how we can do this so that we can actually watch these things and then provide commentary. But oh yeah, it's amazing.
Oh, yeah,
I'll tell you what they say on the trailer if they don't actually show it. I wonder if there's subtitles. Let's bring up subtitles. Okay.
She was married to Adam.
Dr. Eve Simmons has created a robot in her image. Vickers state of art for all intents and purposes. She is a human panda. She was programmed with much life, but not exactly alike. I knew we were doing some robot research, but she is a brilliant machine who's learning to be all woman, not kill to have a jacket. What? And now she's on the loose. Well, this is quite some toy you have yourselves. To Joan, I suppose you want me to put it back in the box. It's not a toy, Colonel. She's poised. Look, she's putting on a lipstick. I'm very sensitive, she says, and then she throws a guy through a window.
It's like a very serious drama version of Weird Science.
Yes, you're right. Oh my God, you're so right.
Again, those studio executives trying to make comparable movies.
I think so, yeah. Wow.
Look, she said it again. Her catchphrase, I remember this from when I saw this trailer, like on the beginning of a VHS of Total Recall or something. She just keeps saying, I'm very sensitive, and then just destroys all men. Right? It's a brilliant trailer. Eve of Destruction. Like, for me, guys, if you remember...
This is like classic 80s.
It is. Do you remember the movie Scrooged with Bill Murray?
Yep.
Yeah.
Do you remember at the beginning they play a trailer for A Christmas Carol, and instead of actually showing any of the movie at all, it's just like international terrorism, acid rain, for God's sakes, don't go out of your house, stay in and watch Scrooge, your life may depend on it. That trailer has that vibe. It's just like, she's a robotic killing machine, and she goes, I'm very sensitive, and then she just rips a guy in half, sort of thing. It's amazing.
I actually might have to watch that.
Yeah, I need to see it as well.
Chubby Ray from Bowfinger.
Bowfinger is one of my favourite films of all time.
I love that film.
I'm glad that I'm here today so I can figure out all these movies that I haven't watched and I don't need to.
How do you feel about The Big Lebowski?
I've never seen it. Anyone else?
Awesome movie.
Good movie.
Fantastic.
So I want to put out
Excellent acting.
the ones that live in, those of us who live in America have all seen Lebowski. The guy
But don't speak for me. Don't speak for me. I haven't
most
seen
of
it.
us who live in America have seen Lebowski, which is a classic. There's also the Deity According to Dude, and the Dude Bible. Because there's a religion in the U.S. called Lebowskiism. It is fucking great.
Wow.
Divides.
There's also a religion of the flying spaghetti monster. I think 6 people are praying to do it.
What flying spaghetti monster?
All hail
And if-
Cthulhu.
And if you are
on God, the flying spaghetti monster trying to touch you.
there's been some people that have that as their religion, and in most driver's licenses in the United States, you can wear religious garb, and the religious
What,
garb.
colander hat?
Yes, it's a metal colander. So
I've
there's
seen
people
it.
that have metal colanders on their heads for their driver's license photos.
It is.
This is before there were internet trolls.
Yeah,
Or
major
ways
trolls.
to- yeah.
So here we can see the flying spaghetti monster.
Yep.
Fascinating.
I want to say one thing. Those are some giant balls.
Yeah. Truly. Absolutely, truly. Okay, so guys.
Also,
Yeah, go ahead, Cap.
I would also nominate The Last Airbender. So I haven't fully seen the animated series, but it's one of the most greatest animated series of all time.
Yeah, it really
But
is.
I've seen a few episodes of it, and I thought, you know what, maybe I'll watch this movie, well, then I'll get to the series or something like that. I saw this film again when I was sick. This time it was before sick, and I couldn't sleep, so I had to get up and watch the movie. The movie was so bad and boring, I fell asleep. Which
I
I
think Cap-
really could do.
Cap has something against M. Night Shyamalan.
He does.
For both
I knew
his
it.
films.
What's happening?
Okay,
Science and Airbender.
Cap, what's
Here's the thing,
happening?
M. Night Shyamalan, most of his movies are bonkers, okay? And they make 100% great comedic reviews. Have you seen The Lady Out of Water or something like
No.
that? Oh my
No.
god, Paul Giamatti like killing himself when he's acting in that movie.
I saw
I bet
Knock
you
at the
don't
Cabin
like-
and it was terrible.
I bet you don't like Stuart Little either, do you, Cap?
Wait, Stuart
I
Little
do
is from M.
love
Night
Stuart
Shyamalan.
Little.
Yes.
No
He wrote it,
way.
I believe. I don't know if he directed it.
I
He wrote
love
it, yeah.
Stuart Little. In fact, it's one of the 3 first Hollywood movies that I saw, along with Men in Black, Van Helsing, and Stuart Little. It's one of those films.
Oh
I
my
love
God.
Stuart Little,
If
but
Men in,
all of his other work are funny as hell.
hold on, Captain. Did you just say that Men in Black was among the first 3 movies you ever saw?
Yeah, first Hollywood movie that I saw was Men in
All right,
Black.
I'm out. I'm definitely too old to be on this show.
Wow. Okay, so, guys, let's
Thank you. Now I feel really old.
let's take things to our next quick fire round.
Technically, I saw it very late in the 2000s as well, so...
Guys, look, it is now officially December, so we can start talking about Christmas stuff. So rather than just leave this until like the week of Christmas to do a Christmas special, let's get the festivities going early. So I have asked ChatGPT to write me a quiz of 25 questions and answers that are about movies that are Christmas related. So all you have to do is buzz in and give me the answer by saying buzz, okay? Okay, so the first question is...
Nelson, just as a heads up, Nelson, you will put your hand up and say buzz.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
No,
No?
no, probably not.
Okay, so, in...
Buzz.
Okay, yes, Nelson.
No, go ahead. That's you. were
Okay,
gonna
yeah,
talk
that's
about-
fine. We were testing the waters. I understand this. Okay. What is the name of the elf... Tim.
Iron Man 3.
No, close.
Pete.
Gerald.
Buddy.
When people buzz in this quickly, I'm so tempted just to change the question and say, in The Legend of Zelda... No, okay. Right, what was the question was, what was the name of the elf in the film called Elf? And it was Buddy. Okay. In the film Home Alone, what is the name of the main character's brother?
Buzz.
Cap?
Buzz.
No, go on, you've buzzed in, go on. What's your answer?
No, Buzz, that's his
Yeah,
name.
I heard you. It's your... Go ahead. What's the answer?
Buzz McAllister.
Okay, there we go. Right, okay, so let's move on to our next question. What Christmas classic film features a young girl named Susan who doubts the existence of Santa Claus?
Buzz.
Oh, Nick.
Miracle on 34th Street.
Is the correct answer. The
Never
next
seen it,
question
never will.
is...
Watch the one in black and white if you're gonna watch it.
Sorry?
If you're gonna watch it, watch the one from the 50s. The modern one is fine, but the one from the 50s is awesome.
What, Richard Attenborough?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's the one I'm going to watch. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So, anyway. Right. Now then. What Christmas film involves a character named George Bailey?
Buzz,
Nick
Buzz.
The Wonderful Life.
is the correct answer.
Buzz. Oh,
So,
Myri!
never seen that, and will never see it either.
why will you never see it?
I don't know. Those two movies in particular, Miracle on 34th Street and whatever the last one was.
It's a Wonderful Life.
Yeah, no, I just don't.
Did we do an extreme dub of It's a Wonderful Life?
Oh, Cap, why would you bring up that story? Right, I'll share that story very quickly. But first of all, Gerald, you humbug for not...
Well, just those two. And I don't know why, but I've never seen them, and I just have no desire to ever see them.
They're both
I think
actually
the
good
only-
films.
That very well could be, but I think as a younger age, the thing about, oh, an angel gets its wings, and I just, yeah, no.
Okay, I'll tell this story in a second, but Tim.
I have a recommendation. When you watch Rocky, pretend that the angel in It's a Wonderful Life is Rocky's coach.
Okay,
Oh,
yeah,
yes.
good idea. Now, okay, so the
The
story...
angel is the boxing coach. It's the same universe.
Guys, the story
Oh
which
my
I've told
gosh.
before. The story which
Yeah,
I've told
so-
before. And
That's
anyone
right.
who's followed Extreme Improv across multiple years will know the story. A couple of years ago, as a Christmas special, it may have even been 2020, I got the film It's a Wonderful Life, played it, stripped out the soundtrack. In fact, I had created a new soundtrack of music and sound effects, and then as it was being played live, actors were adding voices to the characters, and it was funny. Then, apparently, I didn't see this because I was on Zoom, but people watching it were trying to desperately message me saying, David, there is a warning coming up on your stream saying that this is breaking copyright and that you're going to get a strike on your channel, which I did. Now, here is the thing about it. It's a Wonderful Life has a unique place in cinema history. It's not the only example, but it's near the only example of a film that fell out of copyright, but and into the public domain, but left the public domain and was copyrighted again. And Paramount Pictures are dickheads for doing this to me, because even though I protested to YouTube, basically you can't fight the man, you can't fight a big company, and you're never going to win. But here is the thing. The footage from that film is not in copyright. It entered the public domain. The protest that took it out of the public domain is because of the soundtrack. And I did not use the soundtrack, Paramount. I did not use it. So, it shouldn't have been an issue. And also what I did was absolutely parody and transformative. But anyway. Did anyone want to say something? Shall we go on to the next question? Tim.
Well, Paramount Pictures did Halo, so everyone makes,
Paramount Pictures what?
Hopefully that was sort of an apology.
Paramount Pictures what?
They did the Halo
Ugh.
TV series.
Ugh.
Hopefully,
Ugh.
yeah. Another vomitous decision, but that's all right. We still love you, Pablo Schreiber.
Actually, I've got another story about Paramount, guys. So this last week was Black Friday. And a year ago, I went to the effort of paying for Paramount Plus, which when you get it, has like no films and no TV series. Like it's like they've existed for 70 years and like put out one film a year. There's hardly anything on that. And so, when it was coming up again, it's like, well, I got it for 50% off. I probably won't bother. But then I got an email saying, basically, if you use this code, you can get 50% off again. And I'm like, well, that means I've got 2 years for the price of one. You know, I liked Top Gun on it. The South Park episode recently was funny. Let's give it a whirl. So I use the promo code and sign up again. And suddenly I notice it's not got my profile picture on there. What's this? And it turns out they let me sign up to a new account. So instead of getting it at half price, I was now paying 1.5 times the price for this damn service. And so then when I write to Paramount, they were like, well, the first time you paid for it, and because it had renewed like 2 days earlier because Black Friday was on a different date. But they were like, when you first did it, it was through like your iPhone, so you have to contact Apple. Luckily, Apple helped me out, but Paramount are dicks. So let's go on to the next question.
Hey, tell us how you really feel.
Yeah, well, exactly. There we go.
I think there's the entire hard question on this quiz, by the way.
I have no idea what anyone is saying.
That Paramount that allowed ads to be put in their paid streaming service. So everyone that's out there, I just want you to know, if you're going to watch Star Trek, be prepared to watch 120 seconds of ads every 10 to 15 minutes. So don't forget
Even
that.
if you buy the no ad one, that's baloney.
I'm pretty sure.
Yep.
Or was that
Right.
salami?
I don't know. Okay, so in the movie The Grinch, what is the name of the town that the Grinch tries to steal Christmas from? Oh, Gerald
Whoville.
is the correct answer.
Also, I want to
Okay,
add something to this.
go on then.
Do you guys know what Whoville is? There's actually a city called that is nicknamed Whoville.
Is it in Doctor Who? Does Rufus live there?
No, it is in Charlotte.
What?
Sorry, but my phone decided to call somebody. It is in Charlottesville, Virginia.
Wait, did you do that thing where you said it's in Charlotte and your phone is like calling Charlotte?
Yeah.
It actually just did that. But it's in Charlottesville, Virginia, because the local football...
Calling Virginia!
The local football team
Yeah.
is known as the Who's.
Wow. Who?
The Wahoos.
Why? What?
When? Where?
Continue.
How?
So who's on first?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Right.
What's on second?
I don't know.
I don't know. Third base.
Okay, so in the movie The Holiday, who switches homes for the Christmas holiday? Tim?
Jack Black's character, and is it not Hugh Grant?
Not the answer I'm looking for, but it doesn't mean that they're not in it. Gerald?
Queen Latifah's character? I don't know the holidays.
I don't think so.
She did last holiday.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. And then, so it says Cameron Diaz and Kate Winslet.
Yeah, that was me, I guess.
Of course it was. Right,
I
okay.
haven't seen that one then.
Right, let's see if I've got one more question, because I've skipped some here. Okay, what 1992 film, I would have thought it was later than this, is about a man who accidentally causes Santa Claus to fall from his roof? Cap.
Santa Claus.
I'll allow it. It's the Santa Claus. Yeah. Okay, so with this, guys, very quickly. So that's our penultimate quickfire round. We'll do another quickfire guessing game in a few minutes. But as usually on this show, there's a couple of things that I just want to address, because I always put things in the title of the show, and then we leave it an hour before we talk about it at all. But apparently, like, the news is out there that the Snyderverse is officially over. Any reaction to this?
Oh no! Oh my god! I
So
didn't
I
expect this to
legitimately
happen.
saw nothing in the Snyderverse, and I'm okay with that.
You're okay with
So aside from the Justice League that you did the reissuance or whatever of...
By the way,
what
I
else
like
was
Suicide
part
Squad.
of it?
Oh, hang on, Gerald, go ahead.
What else was part of it aside from the...
So Man of Steel, like, technically, like, as it started off, like, Suicide Squad and, like, Flash was meant to be, like, Flash technically is, Aquaman is, Wonder Woman is,
Oh.
you know,
So is that the pre-James Gunn DC
yeah, absolutely.
universe or whatever? Got it.
So I like Suicide Squad. That was the only one I saw.
Wait, do you mean Suicide Squad or The Suicide Squad?
Both of them were fine.
Okay, because this is like the whole Santa Claus, The Santa Claus issue all over again. We're
also
asked in the
like-
comments, have we seen Blue Beetle? Has anyone here actually seen Blue Beetle?
It's on
I
my
liked it.
queue on Netflix.
I enjoyed it.
I mean, it's on my queue on HBO Max.
Yeah.
I'm watching it tonight.
Overall, I think it was pretty good. I would give it a B-. I liked it way better than Flash. And again, like the kid, what is his name? Jolo. Short name. He's an incredible actor, and I thought he did really good in it. George Lopez is in it. He's okay. He's sort of like the crazy uncle. But overall, I thought it was a pretty good movie.
So you're saying that George Lopez is playing himself?
Yeah, and he's got a crazy, like, super long rat tail / I don't know what, but like ponytail thing, but it's like cut on the sides, so maybe a mullet, I guess.
Okay. Good. Right. So, yeah, like for me, the fact that they just didn't do something to finish this off. Now, I understand it's a year now since they announced that James Gunn was taking over. And the fact that they've left this unfinished, and yet what they're still going to make is going to continue on in any way, just means that this is going to be troubled forever. But apparently, like the news story of it has got the quote from Zack Snyder. And it said here, like his view on the situation was, we weren't trying to make an Avengers movie. We didn't know how, quite frankly, and they brought someone in that did. Right, and that's obviously that they brought in Joss Whedon to replace him. And they wanted it to be an Avengers movie, and obviously it couldn't be. It should have been a Justice League movie. And then they had a Frankenstein film that flopped. And for me, the weirdest thing in this whole saga is, even though they suddenly announced that they were going to put out the Snyder Cut, literally, like, the week as it was coming out, they announced, but we're not making a sequel. So it's like, why didn't they wait to see? There's like some weird conspiracy that happened here. Why didn't they wait to see if it was successful before deciding if they were going to follow it up? But obviously there was some terrible bad blood somewhere. And we know, I'm going to be the one to say it this week, that Henry Cavill got onto terrible, like bad, in the bad books with everyone. So, you know, we don't know why. But Wonder Woman, she seemed to get into the bad books with them as well, Gal Gadot. Ben Affleck kind of quit, then they convinced him to come back, and then, you know, that's that. So, other than Aquaman desperately trying to hang on in there, and then obviously everything with Ezra Miller.
So wouldn't this second Aquaman movie that's supposedly coming out within this month, wouldn't that be technically the final
It's not going to come out.
part of it? It's not?
I don't think it's going to come out.
It's coming out.
It's coming out?
Yeah, it's coming out
I think
this
they may
month.
push it.
I saw a trailer for
Supposed
it
to.
a couple of weeks ago.
I don't think that would be technically the finale that they would hope for. They can't ram in like how the Justice League got over with that one.
So,
Also,
I
they
get
don't
that.
have any. Also, they don't have any of the cast who were playing. But here's the thing, though: the guy who played Zod, he did a video on YouTube like discussing his career. He specifically, when the Flash movie was playing, he talked about like how bad the Warner Bros. treated Zack Snyder, and the fact that he really hated that, and he didn't really want to return to the Flash, but he had a contract thing, so he had to do it. And he even said like he had no idea what he was doing there. With Man of Steel, he said that he actually did have fun and he actually did believe in Zack Snyder's. But in this one, like he had no idea what Zod's doing there, no idea of anything. He just liked the cast, but other than that, he also brutalized Warner Brothers. So I'm guessing it's not the creators' fault here. I think the management is really screwed up. Most of the right now problems in today is management, like ruining creators most of the time.
Yeah, Nelson?
But I wanted you guys all to remember, I'm not a big movie nut. I'm a sports nut, but I'm not a big movie nut. But it all boils down to this. It's all about the money. Regardless of what anybody else says, anybody else thinks,
So,
it's about the money. And nobody's going to turn down millions of dollars just to not do something that they don't want to do. I guarantee you that you pay enough, you'll get it.
The problem I think becomes is that the executives did hire Joss Whedon to do an Avengers-like movie, and again, it's like studios competing for the same product. I think at this point, there's enough understanding that fans would like to see the stories develop with the creators that are already there, as opposed to, in the retrospective of the first Battlestar Galactica I brought up earlier, they wanted to bring like a kid and like a robot dog in the first season of it to make it kid friendly. But if you follow what Battlestar Galactica is, it's not very kid friendly. Like, oh, we're all lost from home thousands of years away. It's money, Nelson, and it's executives thinking that they know what to do to add in, and the creators having to force those changes. And I don't know. That's a thesis. Maybe it's not supported, but I definitely think some executives take parts of scripts and use it as toilet paper as opposed to consider it good reading.
Yeah.
Although I would say like this is also a bad business decision because like if you want an Avengers movie, you should have done that before like even Batman vs Superman was in the talks. You should have been like, no, we're not going that direction. We'll just bring Josh Whedon in and we're doing a different way. You let that happen, and then like again, you sense the tone with Man of Steel and Batman vs Superman. And guess what? They both made money.
Yeah, I think.
My main problem with the DCEU, and I said this before, is that I would have liked to see an origin story for like the Flash, and Wonder Woman, and Aquaman, and Bats, and Batman and Superman before I saw the team-up movie, because for me, one of the things I like about the Avengers movies so much is because I have a reason to give a shit for each one of the individual characters before they teamed up. Pardon my language.
What I will say on that though, Nick, is that we did get Man of Steel, and Man of Steel worked as an origin story for Superman, and because we had literally just had the Dark Knight trilogy, it's kind of like with Tom Holland's Spider-Man. They were like, are we going to do the he gets bitten by a spider again sort of thing? It's like we've just seen Batman for 3 movies, so they're like, well, we're going to start with an older Batman who's now this grizzled killer. And it was like, and so they could do that, and they could be like, oh, well, Dawn of Justice. They gave us unnecessary cameos of Flash and Aquaman, but the inclusion of Wonder Woman I thought was justified because then her movie, which came out next, was basically it was her origin story. So it meant by the time we got to the Justice League, we had got origin stories for Wonder Woman and Superman. Batman was an older character, just like we get Pym, who's like the older Ant-Man, and we get all these Marvel has like examples of older characters that they kind of like have skipped over the origin of. But the problem was that everything fell apart. With Ben Affleck was going to be dropping out. They fell out with Henry Cavill. Wonder Woman 2.
Sorry, with who?
I can't be bothered. Right. But like Wonder Woman 2, they'd already panicked, and they were like, well, we're going to make this a standalone film, so it didn't fit into anything. By the time Aquaman had come out, they were already like, well, we're going to remove all but one reference to Justice League, because Justice League had already come out. And it's because they were just panicking that it wasn't an Avengers film. But I can understand that the Avengers, they had 5 movies and then the Avengers. 2 Iron Man films, then Hulk, Thor, and even Hulk ended up getting kind of basically scrapped and ignored for a long time. And so I can see that they were like, well, we've just had the Dark Knight and that's super successful. We can't now start 5 or 6 years behind where Marvel is. So we're just going to skip over Batman's story and try to seem relevant. But just with that one decision to mess around with Justice League, and that I've mentioned it on the show before, but it came out at a similar time when we got The Last Jedi, where all of the reviewers were like, this is amazing. But then every fan that watched it was like, this isn't as good as everyone's saying. It's bad, in fact, And so then they were panicking. And nowadays, as a contrast, they don't even care that people don't like things. They just keep going the same route. They're not even trying to please people anymore. Cap.
The thing I'll say with this, like you said, there was the Batman trilogy, and also it was Batman and Superman. And Wonder Woman as well. Like, you already know who these characters are. When Marvel did it, most of the characters in the world doesn't even know who these people were. So
True.
they actually did have really tried to hammer in those characters and build these things. That's why they didn't give a movie to the Hulk as well. The Hulk already had the 2000s 2 films, so everyone already knew. The name recognition was so big on it. And they basically didn't care enough for Black Widow and anything like that, so they didn't get those movies. But with
Actually,
the Snyder thing, I think the Snyder thing in particular is, again, it's a faulty vision. The production and the creatives did not have the same vision. Even though, again, Nelson like said, money is also a problem. It made money, but they wanted Avengers money. They wanted $1 billion.
Yeah,
you know what? We that. Okay?
Yeah.
And because that's why they jumped the gun on Joseph. And also, they did it the way behind his back, like when he had this situation with his daughter's death or anything like that, when Snyder went away. They were like, pulled everything back in the back screen, and they betrayed the actors. Again, everyone liked Snyder. That's the thing. Henry Cavill was still hanging on. I would say he was the last thread that was still hanging on. Yes, there he is. It was like, you know what? They might be a guy for Superman. And this is what they did. They used him to advertise a Black Adam movie. They were like, you know what? We need something for this ad. It's like, Superman is back. Ooh, go see this bad movie because Superman is back.
Yeah.
And then they were like, yeah, we're not making you. And again, like, also with the Nelson point, Henry Cavill costs a lot, and right now VB is like scratching the bucket. So they want to do cheaper stuff, and they want to milk the product as they can. But I would say right now, are they really milking cash? I mean, like every movie like now Disney and Warner Bros. Put out don't make much money anyways. They're basically losing money, I would say, by doing this.
So a couple things. I think one, David hit it right on, is they were playing from behind and they were trying to catch up. The other thing is they basically launched and started trying to get into their thing when you started seeing some of the superhero movies and stuff started waning. They just didn't get in at the right time, and they basically, again, they were playing catch up with it. The other point about like that they don't make money, definitely domestically, I don't think any or very few movies make money in the United States. They look more at the global, and then also the DVD sales and all the merchandising and stuff that they do. And that's like, I mean, Disney and all the superhero movies, they're just ripe with the merchandising stuff, so they try and cram all that crap out there too. So
Yeah.
You bring up a good point, Gerald. In that
is wearing a Marvel cap right now.
You bring up a good point, Gerald, though, that a lot of franchises, creative franchises, are trying to create more than just one medium. So, like, in order to catch the cultural zeitgeist of like a larger population, you're going to need to have to do video games, books, and that's one thing that Star Wars and Marvel already had. That why Disney purchased them was they had these books, they had video games. And when you see a franchise like The Last of Us, all of a sudden you've got major actors like Pedro Pascal, like playing the same role of adoptive father, but in a different context. That's a video game franchise that's turning into a larger like media empire. I will say that if we want to disrupt this kind of decision making, then we need to support the creators directly. And a good model for this is to check out, I think there's a couple of studios that are crowd-funded. Things like Red M or M Legion or Red Legion, something like that. But there's also Kickstarter. And you can pick up a lot of different creators that are starting off with comic books, video games, smaller things. Support them through that and try and get that model supported, like that creative financial model done in a different way. But it's going to actually take the people who are here, the people who are listening to this, to look through like a Kickstarter or a GoFundMe campaign or something. Check out the marketing, know the creator that you're following, and know that they've put out stuff, and follow them through that. I would also recommend Vimeo once the YouTube algorithm sends you a recommendation that you disagree with. Just go straight to Vimeo and look up some random stuff to be like, no YouTube, bad algorithm, don't do that.
Absolutely. Okay.
So Tim, you're saying that you're looking forward to our AI leaders or our AI Masters if you
Oh
want.
my god, guys.
Force
No,
it
no, I'm
to
not.
not
Thank you.
Guys, I'm gonna
Just said
I'm gonna
that
show
would
you
like
something.
welcome our supreme AI overlords.
No, great points, Tim.
I think nothing's going to be that. Let me see what I have here. I have a comic book that was created by these rap artists. Hold on, let me pull it. This is well secured via magnet, but this one is written by right here. This is called Planet of Blue: Rise of a Goo, and it is like you can see some of the art here. You know, there's like bears and humans with like guns and stuff, and super powered teen. Oh, come on!
Oh, it's showing. It's showing.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, and so he did a crowdfunder, and he sold a lot of stuff. But he's a creator in Massachusetts. He was originally based in New Bedford, and now let me see. I don't know it's Tim Blessed, and now he's in like Western Mass. He teaches a lot of different things, including like some kinds of media literacy, and also he teaches hip hop and stuff, and improvisational creativity through hip hop, and he's also got some music that like he is proud of doing that was his younger stuff, and he's got some more like or meaning content out there at his later age. But he has like a creative franchise, and the comic book that he did was based about a bunch of teenagers who, you know, it's a kind of climate change based. I would describe it as the movie Annihilation, but like PG-13.
Cool.
So
Okay.
I've really enjoyed the concept, and
Guys,
that's
just
the kind of thing I do.
no, sorry, go ahead. Right, I was going to say, just looking at the time, let's come on to our final quickfire round, which will be our patented guessing game, where you can ask me yes or no questions, and we'll have a minute to guess what the thing is. And it can be a movie, a TV show, a video game, a book, a comic, or a character. And you get to choose what you would like to try to guess. If you don't get it within the minute, it will carry over to the next player. Gerald, you can go first. What would you like to try to guess?
I'll do a movie.
Okay, you will have 1 minute to try to ask me as many yes-no questions to work out what the movie is. Take it away.
Is it sci-fi?
Yes.
Is it post-2000?
Yes.
Is it superhero?
Yes.
Is it DC?
No.
Is it Marvel?
Yes.
Is it a group superhero?
No.
Is it Black Widow?
No.
Is it a movie, superhero movie since 2020?
No.
2010?
No.
Iron Man.
Yes is the correct answer. It is Iron Man 1. So, well done. Iron Man is the answer. Capelthave, we'll move on to you. What would you like to try to guess?
The cartoon show.
Oh, for God's sake! Right, okay. So I need to find one. I don't have a specific category just for that, so I'll find something. Oh my God! Okay, your time starts now.
Is it a Disney show?
No.
Is it a superhero show?
I don't. That's not what I would call it. You might. I don't know.
Is it an action show?
Yes.
Did it come out in the 80s?
No. No.
Is it the 90s?
No, I don't think so.
Is it the 70s?
No. No.
So it came out in the 2000s?
At least it's probably a lot more recent.
Is it Thundercats?
Yes.
Thundercats Roar?
Yes, it is. Literally. That godforsaken wow. Okay, wow. We're absolutely on fire. When that came up, the second thing I pressed, Thundercats Roar. Capelthave's favourite iteration. Okay, so, Nick. What would you like?
A movie.
Okay. And your time starts now.
Is it live action?
No.
Is it from the 2000s?
I think it might be a bit later, but I'll check.
Is it from the 2010s?
Okay, it's from 2010s, yes.
Is the lead character human?
I believe so, yes.
Is it Disney?
No.
Is it DreamWorks?
It might be, I don't know, to be honest.
Is it?
No, it's not DreamWorks.
Is it not DreamWorks?
It's not DreamWorks.
Oh, is it Pixar?
No.
Is it Nickelodeon Studios?
No, and that is time, I'm afraid. Tim, we're going to hand it over to you. And the time
Animated.
continues now.
It's animated.
Yes,
Not Disney.
correct.
Not Pixar.
Correct.
Is it is it made for TV?
No.
It went to movie theaters.
Yes.
Does it have a female main character?
No.
Does it have a male main character?
Yes.
Does it have a team as the main character too?
No, there is kind of a team, but that would mislead you, I believe.
Okay. Is it based in 1800s Western culture?
No.
Okay. No.
I knew where he was going with
I
that.
don't know if Pinocchio is Britain or U.S. So I'm like,
It's not Disney.
is it a fairy tale?
No.
Does the character wear socks?
Does he what?
Socks.
I don't know. That is time, I'm afraid. Nelson. Socks.
Does the character wear socks?
Probably, I don't know. Nelson, handing it over to you. Go.
Oh, do you think I would be able to guess what this is?
I don't know, Nelson. Like,
Yes.
something just makes me lean towards no, but I don't want to assume that about you.
That's a yes question.
Since I haven't seen movies in forever, would I have seen this one?
Probably not in that case.
Should I waste any more energy trying to figure
Well, you
this
could try to
out?
help out your fellow performers. You might get a
Yes.
clue that helps them.
Was it made in America?
I assume so.
Well, assume. You know what that word does.
Yeah, it does.
Make one out of you and me.
Okay, I'm going to say yes. It's probably animated in Korea, though.
So it was animated. Shoot.
That is time. Gerald, handing it over to you.
Is it an Illumination movie?
Yes.
Despicable Me.
Is the correct answer. Well done. Well done. 7 seconds. 7 seconds. Awesome stuff. Okay, who started that round? Was it Nick?
Yeah.
Okay, so Tim, what would you like?
I'll do movie, please.
Okay. Can I answer on that one? Ugh. Yeah, okay, I'm going to give it a go. I'm going to give it a go.
That was sucks question.
Right, I'm just going to bring up...
I would have put out that Gru does wear socks.
Okay, so your time starts now.
Is it Shrek?
No.
Does the character wear socks?
Yes.
Is it animated?
No, it's not animated.
Is it live action?
Yes.
Is there one main character?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay. Was it made in 2000?
Ooh. It was after 2000.
After 2000. Is it a science fiction movie?
Yes.
Does it have superheroes?
Not specifically, no. But, no.
Is it Star Trek based?
No.
Is it Star Wars based?
No.
Is it Stargate based?
Nope.
Is it Battlestar based?
No.
Does it have Gerard, the guy from Sparta?
No.
Gerard,
Because they wore sandals.
True. Oh, that is time. Nelson, handing over to you.
Can the person leap a building at a single bound?
I think so.
Okay. So,
I might be wrong.
do they have magic powers?
Not specifically, but not far off either.
So, were they really strong? I mean, aggressively strong?
Yes.
Big muscles. Was it had the form of an ape? Were they in the form of an ape? They look like an ape?
An ape? No.
Ape.
Oh, ape, you know.
Yeah, no.
Gorilla?
No.
Gorilla grips, but they were very strong. Was it, gosh. Did they wrestle?
Not that I remember.
But they could leap buildings at a single bound. It must have
Well,
been.
maybe.
Oh,
So
maybe
they-
he says
Yeah, that is time.
Oh.
Well, maybe. I don't think I absolutely said yes. Right, Gerald, handing over to you. I've seen this film once.
Yeah, that's one more time than me.
Is it since the 2010s?
No.
So 2000 to 2010. Is it American? Based?
Yes.
Not magic. And not superhero.
No, it's not superheroes.
Is it Hancock?
No.
Does it have a love interest?
Probably.
Isn't everyone?
Does it have CGI?
Yeah, definitely. Okay, that is time though. Cap, handing over to you, and your time starts now.
So it's sci-fi. Does it have any well-known actors?
Yes.
Does these actors ever act in an MCU film?
Yes.
Were they part of the original Avengers?
No.
Yes. Are they part of Phase 4?
I think so. When was Phase 4? 4 or 5?
I have no
Recently. Maybe 5.
Recently.
Yeah.
So the people who came out recently. Shit. I haven't seen the recent stuff. Is it Emily Blunt?
No.
Wait, that's the shit. Is it a female?
No.
Shit. Is this actor part of any Disney Plus shows?
No, not that I know of.
Is it Paul Rudd?
No.
Is it Rocket Raccoon?
No. That is time. Nick, it's down to you. Go.
Is it Deadpool?
No.
It's a good guess.
No,
Is
it
King
wasn't.
Kong?
No. No.
Is there a character named Pauline?
Let me check. Give me a minute. I'm going to
And
assume
your
no.
time will be up.
Yeah.
Socks and Pauline, okay.
I assume no. There's a Lisa, if that helps you.
Is
The
it-
Room.
No.
Yeah,
Oh,
is it
really
The
good,
Room?
really good. No.
Wait, it's Wally.
No.
It's not animated.
Is it Gargoyles? I don't know.
No.
I'm
That's
gonna
a cartoon
pass.
series.
Does anyone have any guesses?
John Carter. That's
No.
the best I could come up with.
Oh, it's not though.
I have no
Okay, I will tell you.
clue.
Shoeless Wonder.
No, it was Equilibrium. So
No,
Christian Bale
Never
was
seen it.
Gore the
Yeah.
God Killer or whatever. Okay, so that brings us to Nelson. What would you like to guess? A movie, a TV show, a book, a character?
Wrestling character. Hey, you could do that.
Yeah, a wrestling.
Wait, are
character.
you a wrestling fan, Nelson?
That's what I said earlier. Or I guess sports.
Well,
I
you
assume
know,
wrestling.
I'm a sports nut, but I played, college and professional football. So American
Oh,
football.
yeah.
Well, I'm going to
Play
give you a
pro.
wrestler. Why not? Okay, I'm going to give you a wrestler. So, your time starts now.
I'm there group chat right now, like blinking with like,
Cap, his time has started. Right, ready? Nelson, go.
Are they American?
No.
Who, are they over 6 foot?
Probably thereabouts.
Okay. Can they leap the rings in a single bound?
No.
Are they known? Are they known worldwide?
Yes.
Okay. And I should know them.
I would hope so.
Well, let's see. Is it? I don't know. Big Daddy.
No.
Is it One-Armed Jim?
No.
Is it? Ooh,
That is
Killer
time.
Whale.
That is time. Gerald, you're the one that said wrestler. So, it's handing over to you. Go.
Is it Hacksaw Jim Duggan?
No.
Is it... Were they sort of a big name in the 80s?
Yes.
Hulk Hogan?
No.
Ultimate Warrior?
No.
Bret the Hitman Hart?
No.
Was he part of a major tag team?
No.
Randy Savage?
No.
Ric Flair?
No.
God.
Someone's...
Jake the Snake?
No.
Roddy Piper?
Yes, it is! There you go.
Oh,
Roddy Piper. And with that,
great.
it is
I regret being after Gerald.
it is a fitting end, because on that note, that is everyone has started around, and Gerald, far and away this week, you are this week's Geek of the Week. So, well done. Well done. So, Gerald, you won this week. We're going to find out where we can find all of our performers on social media. And we are also going to give our recommendation of the week. So if there's anything geeky you want to recommend for the people out there, let it be known. Nick, where can the people find you and what would you recommend?
They can find me on Twitter at NStev, NSEV. And my recommendation of the week is Baldur's Gate 3 just came out with Honor Mode, which is the one life, which is basically Iron Man mode if you're familiar with it. It's awesome. It's the only way that I like to play games. It's going to be great. I'm looking forward to dying several times and having to reroll my characters.
Okay, Cap.
You can find me on Swamp Beats where I sing, I dance, I throw myself in a bucket, and I work with puppets. And recently I made a video about Hindu mythology, me reacting to Mythology Guide Part 2. Go check that out. You can learn about a lot about mythologies. And my next video is going to coming up is about a Christmas special that actually sold me the idea of Western Christmas, because Christmas is usually like normal Sri Lankan holiday, so I was really into it. But after I seen this movie, I like really Christmas, the idea of Western Christmas a lot. So that will be coming out in the coming this week or probably next Monday. Other than that, my recommendation for you today is to check out the Netflix movie Leo, starring Adam Sandler. I don't know how Adam Sandler is now making better movies than Disney now. He did Total Transformation, which is also pretty good, and this one is pretty good. It's a story about a teacher. Basically, Adam Sandler becomes a lizard kind of teacher. It's a very charming story. I found it really good. The reason Disney one didn't hit well with everyone. So if you want a good animated movie for this weekend, check out Leo from Netflix. That's my recommendation.
My suspicion is Adam Sandler is just making Adam Sandler movies and Disney are just making bad movies. The two don't necessarily go hand in hand. Right, okay. Nelson, where can the people find you, and do you have a recommendation?
Well, you can find me hanging out around this Xstreamed. I'm not on a bunch, but I'm a part of Improv Professionals, so I do shows on a regular basis, and if you can tell, I play Santa a lot. And this is my big month, so people can find me all over the Oklahoma City area playing Santa in my suit. So
Okay. No, I forget who we've not come to. Tim.
Hey, you can find me down in Warwick, Rhode Island. I'll be with Bring Your Own Improv. We're done this month, but we start up again in January. Short form improv with an opportunity to volunteer. So you just join in on a game, we make you look good. Otherwise, you can find me on Instagram at Timothy Killey. The handle's down right over here. I recommend going to Legion M, Kickstarter, or Indiegogo and checking out a couple of creators there. I recently saw this project called Defiant, the Legend of Robert Smalls. And for those of you who are not versed in, Robert Smalls was a mutineer on a Confederate slave ship who took it over. He had a lot of other adventures, but he eventually became a representative for the United States Congress House of Representatives. So it's a pretty good story that people are putting together, and it's work like that that really allows creators to breathe life into kind of executive decision bloated creative space.
Okay, Gerald, our Geek of the Week. Where can people find you and what's your recommendation?
I'm normally on Geek Battle, sometimes on the Xstreamed Improv, and then also on Instagram at Gerald Geek. And my recommendation is a comic book. It's a new series that just recently started, and it's basically about these cute little, basically a cute little teddy bear that's a serial killer. It's called Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees, and it's by not one of the major comic companies, not the two big ones, but it's called IDW. But yeah, you might want to check that out. It's definitely different.
Oh, you gotta see this. Care Bear's gone psycho.
Okay, well, on that note, my name is David Pistansky. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at David Pistansky. You can also go to the Xstreamed.tv website where you can get merch, including like this, a Geek Battle mug. But my recommendation, off the back of what Gerald said, is you should check out the 60th anniversary Doctor Who specials. One was on last weekend for the 60th anniversary, in which it had a very cute character that kind of looked like a chinchilla who turned out to be evil. Spoiler warning, but it's based on a comic from the 70s. And I know it was a story which we didn't get to discuss today, basically because David's not here, and so there's no one else that's going to have seen it to discuss everything Doctor Who related. It was a well-made episode.
I seen a knockoff of it, David.
Yeah. Well, the episode on Saturday was a knockoff of Doctor Who as well, so there's that to it. Right, so with that, that is my recommendation from me, from everyone else. Oh, what I will say, audience, if you watch this, you're in London. 14th of December, come see Extreme Improv, Xstreamed live on stage. There will be guest acts, there will be an improv jam, and there'll be a lot of Extreme Improv. So check that out. Go to xstreamed.tv for the ticket link and all that. It'll be at the Camden Comedy Club. And with that, from me, from everyone else, stay safe, always stay extremed, live long and prosper, and ciao for now. Boom! And we're off the air.
Belated happy birthday, Tim.